When the distress beacon pinged on the edge of the Vyrion belt, I thought it was another derelict mining ship. I was wrong. Dead wrong. My name's Ronan Hale, freelance salvager, and on that day, I broke the #1 rule of space salvage. Never touch alien tech you don't understand. The beacon came from a planet that didn't exist on any of my charts, an amber sphere cloaked in electromagnetic storms. The computer tried to dissuade me, muttering about radiation levels and gravitational anomalies, but I'd gone too far to turn back. The payout for first contact relics was astronomical, so I landed. The surface looked like a shattered mirror. Glassy plains stretched to the horizon, each shard reflecting a different shade of red. My ship's hull groaned against the wind, and the radiation meter clicked like an impatient metronome. Then I saw it, a half-buried craft, long and curved like a blade. The alien distress signal was pulsing from inside. I cut my way in through a rent in the hull, my boots scraping against metal that pulsed faintly with light. The ship felt alive. Its walls seemed to breathe, faintly expanding and contracting. And in the center of what might have been a control chamber stood a capsule. Inside floated a figure, tall, silver-skinned, encased in armor that shimmered like mercury. Her eyes opened the moment I touched the capsule's surface. The next few minutes were chaos. The capsule shattered outward, shards reforming into a weapon that leapt into her hand. Before I could even raise my plasma cutter, the point of her blade hovered an inch from my throat. "Identify yourself, trespasser," she said. Her voice was a low growl, beautiful and dangerous. "You stand within the warship of the Zirathai Empire." Salvager. "I thought this ship was abandoned," I stammered. "Didn't mean to wake you." She lowered her blade slightly, but her eyes never left me. They glowed faintly blue, like lightning trapped in water. "You are human," she said, as though tasting the word. "Your kind should not be here. This world is quarantined." "Yeah, well," I said, forcing a grin. "Your distress beacon disagreed." For a second I thought she might kill me anyway. Then she tilted her head, almost curious. "Your kind's recklessness is astonishing." I laughed nervously. "Yeah, that's one word for it." Over the next few hours I learned her name. Commander Kaylee's Vorn, warrior of the Zirathai Vanguard. Her ship, the Veil of Thren, had been ambushed by a parasitic species called the Vor'keth, entities that consumed neural energy and infested machines. Her crew had sacrificed themselves to contain the infection, placing her in stasis until the containment field weakened. "The Vor'keth feed on energy," she explained, examining a console. "The field must be failing. If you found me, they may not be far behind." That's when the alarms began to wail. Something moved outside, the glass planes rippling like disturbed water. I caught sight of them through the viewport, shadowy figures slithering through the reflection, emerging as grotesque forms of shifting black matter. Kaylee slammed her hand on a panel. "Do not touch anything human. The ship systems are bound to my neural signature. One wrong move could." Yeah, I get it. "Don't touch," I said. But then the lights flickered, and instinct took over. A nearby console was shorting out, energy arcing toward a containment coil that looked ready to blow. Without thinking, I reached for it. Kaylee shouted, "Don't touch that." Too late. My hand brushed the surface, and everything went white. When I came to, I was on my back, the air thick with static. Kaylee's knelt beside me, her hand pressed to my chest. The energy between us pulsed in sync. Her armor's glow now mirrored in the veins of my own skin. What happened?" I rasped. "You bonded with the ship's core," she said, her tone somewhere between anger and awe. "The neural lattice recognized your life force as a stabilizer. You are now linked to me. Linked? I asked, sitting up. Like tech-linked? She looked away, her silver skin shimmering with faint color. More than that. The ship's systems are alive. When you touched it, it bound you to its command nexus. My command nexus. The bond interprets you as my chosen partner. Blink. Partner. Like co-pilot. Kaylee's gaze snapped back to me, fierce and embarrassed all at once. In Zirathai terms, bondmate. A sacred unity of energy and soul. You are mine. I stared. That's not how I planned my day. There wasn't time to argue. The Vor'keth slammed against the hull, black tendrils writhing through the cracks. Kaylee's pulled me to my feet. You may not understand this bond, human, but it gives us strength. Follow my lead. We fought together in perfect synchrony. Somehow, I knew her movements before she made them. When she leapt, I ducked. When she swung, my hand directed the ship's internal cannons through sheer will. The neural link pulsed with shared emotion. Fear, anger, resolve, all blending into one blazing stream of power. The Vor'keth burned under white plasma fire. Kaylee's blade, an extension of her living armor, cut through them with elegance and fury. When one creature lunged for me, she was there instantly, shielding me with her body, her voice a whisper in my mind. I will not lose my mate. The final blast came from within us both, a surge of combined energy that erupted through the ship and disintegrated the remaining Vor'keth. Then silence. Afterward, the sky above the glass plains began to clear, the storm clouds breaking apart like curtains of smoke. The planet itself seemed to exhale. We stood side by side at the ship's viewport, watching as dawn spread across the alien landscape. So, I said, trying to process everything, we're bonded. For life. Kaylee's looked at me, her expression softer now. The link will fade in time if we wish it. But for now, our fates are intertwined. Guess that makes us partners, I said, offering a crooked grin. She tilted her head, studying me with those luminous eyes. Among the Zirathai, such bonds are not taken lightly. When we merge energy, it is an act of deep trust. I swallowed hard. And if I said I didn't regret it? Her gaze warmed. Then perhaps this universe is not as cruel as I believed. We spent the next few days repairing the veil of Thren. Kaylee's taught me to channel the neural bond, how to command the ship's living systems. In return, I showed her fragments of human music, laughter, and sarcasm, concepts that made her smile, though she tried to hide it. When the engines finally roared to life, she turned to me. Ronan, hail. You touched that which was forbidden, and yet you saved us both. For that, I owe you my life. Call it even, I said. Besides, I think being claimed as your mate comes with some pretty heavy responsibilities. Her lips curved in what might have been a smile, or a challenge. Then you will bear them well. As the ship lifted off, I looked down at the glittering plains below, already fading into the distance. Somewhere in that glass world, I'd found more than treasure. I'd found an alien warrior who told me not to touch that, and somehow by disobeying I'd found my destiny.